So yesterday I went to London, yes, the iconic English city, and I could not help but look around at all of these beautiful townhouses. And I thought, you know what? Let's build a London townhouse in Bloxburg. So let's name the plot. So, London.
Let's do this!
So when I was in London, the only picture I managed to get of a townhouse was this. Yes, I know, my photography skills should be burnt. And in this video, I'm only going to be building one townhouse, but I'm also going to be building the others. Okay, that doesn't make sense, but you'll see. So we're going to start with a 3-block entrance. And you might notice all of these London townhouses, they have massive pillars outside, like it is proper grand. And if you look up how much these houses cost, it's like $20 million. Now, the other thing about townhouses is they're pretty much flat. Like you don't really get much, but just for the sake of Bloxburg, I am going to add an indent here. That is the width of the front of our townhouse. As you can see, it's only 11 blocks along, but the thing is with townhouses, they go so far backwards. So what I'm thinking of for our design is as soon as you walk in, we should have a dining room on the left. Then we'll have this mini corridor, which leads into a downstairs guest bathroom and maybe a shoe closet or something in there. Then maybe this can be the formal lounge room, and this here can be a little office. Now, the other thing you might notice about townhouses is they are tall as hell. They make Slender Man look like a midget. So we're going to be having my townhouse as 3 stories high. Basically, it's going to be 3 real stories, and then at the top, we're going to have a fake 4th story. And I think it actually looks best if we use this slanted roof. Like, that is a pretty cute townhouse. Now, what I meant earlier about how I'm building one, but also building more, I'm only going to be building one townhouse, but I'm also going to be building the others. Basically, we're going to be building like a fake front of the other ones and just decorating the front wall, basically, so it just looks a little bit more like a realistic street of townhouses. And there we have it. This is what a London townhouse would look like. Well, if you could only see in black and white. Yes, next up is time for the detailings and the colorations. So I'm actually going to begin with a window because I have quite an interesting thing I wanted to try out. So what I noticed is almost all windows on London houses have really thick borders. So I'm going to add some beams in order to get that design. However, just outlining it isn't actually the cool thing I wanted to try. As you can see in this picture, the windows have these really grand, really gorgeous outlines. So I'm going to try and add them to my windows as well. I mean, I don't know if this is going to work, if this is going to be Floptopia. I'm not going to lie, so far it isn't looking too bad. And what are we thinking, guys? I actually think that looks pretty sick. It is copy and pasteable. This is the best day of my whole life. Okay, we're still not done though. We now need to try and make that cool triangle pattern. And I've just got to hope and pray that it ends up looking nice.
Nice.
I mean, my one issue is I might have made the window a bit too big. Now they just sort of all stack onto each other. This is what I like to call a prototype in Bloxburg. So just next to it, I quickly made a smaller version. And voila, entrepreneur Reese's has now made 3 different variants. So we of course have the big dada windows. We'll put them over here for now. They are just too big. But then we have these ones which sink nicely into the ground. And then I was thinking we could have these ones just above. And I may or may not be starting to regret making all of these extra bits. This is going to cost me a fortune. Part of me is a little bit scared this is just going to end up looking like a birdhouse or something. Because why do these literally look like little bird boxes?
5 minutes later.
But honestly, guys, I don't think that looks that bad. It looks a little insane right now because we obviously hadn't added any pillars or any detailing in. I'm loving it though. Love it. I love it. And I want to know, how much is this plot worth so far? 120. So speaking of pillars, I think we should be adding them in next.
I can't believe I did that. I am so stupid.
So as for my pillars and wall decorations, I think we should actually start off with the corner details. We're going to be using these. And right now I am aware this looks like absolute bum. You're probably thinking, Reese's, you're putting London to shame. But just wait till I've added this color, guys. Honestly, sometimes you've got to just trust the process. And after adding all the pillars in, honestly, guys, I think this looks pretty amazing. Yes, it looks very copy and pasty, but that is the exact style of London townhouses. So these types of houses, I've already explained how expensive they can be. So we've got to make sure that the front garden reflects this wealth. And look at me. I don't even know where to look. That is how excited I am. And we've got to remember, sometimes less is more. Like this elegant mowed grass, this is giving more than like a big tropical rainforest, for example. And the same with just some grand hedges. And then London is very well known for these, the classic fences, as they're called in Bloxburg. Like we could even be adding an extra bit of railing.
Don't do that.
You know what? I'm not really loving it. I'm not going to lie to you. So we are going to destroy that. I still cannot decide whether I love or hate this. I just don't know. My final idea is going to be involving basic shapes. I'm basically just going to try and create an uneven brick pattern like this. And the reason I'm making it so thin is because I don't want it to stick into the interior wall. And honestly, you'd think basic shapes made of gold, the amount they cost, $4,000. And here we go. This is the exterior of my townhouse. Shall we head inside? I may or may not have forgotten the front door. And notice how I've made it black and gold, kind of like the door at 10 Downing Street, where the English Prime Minister lives. And oh yeah, I forgot we kind of started the layout, then we just ditched it. Now, I don't know about you, I'm thinking a nice double staircase at the back. I think it should actually just be tucked in a little bit more. That's a little bit cheaty of me, but I don't care. So on the middle floor, we're actually gonna have to have the kitchen, and I'm thinking about having it all on this side, just a massively long kitchen with a pantry at the end, maybe. Then on this side, we could have 2 bedrooms with a bathroom in the middle. And the reason I haven't put a room at the end is, of course, because we need some more stairs. London townhouses are notorious for having amazing master suite. As we come up here, we can have another bedroom, but then this whole rest is gonna be the master bedroom. But there we go. I've spent enough time faffing around now. Let's get started with this entry hall. In townhouses, black and white is all the rage. And already, guys, I'm just loving the inside of this. But for a second, let's just calm down. I'm getting very overexcited here. Next step is panels. Now, we could go ahead and just add panels like this, but they also look a little bit basic.
You're basic.
So what I kind of want to do is use decals. Like, this is the most impressive house I've ever seen. Why not continue that on the inside? And I'm going to look up panels. Who's that? And I don't know about you, I either want these beautiful green ones, or we could use these old-fashioned ones. Okay, but actually I want the old-fashioned. Next up, we need to add the doors in. And if you're wondering how we're going to add the doors in around these panels, well, first of all, I need to pick an actual door that looks good. The traditional ones. Haven't entirely thought of an answer to, but I'm thinking that we could do something like this. Yeah. I almost feel like we're not in Bloxburg anymore. I feel like I've been transfigured to a new location. Now we need to do the more simple, the less exciting activities that need to be done, like adding in the dresses. What might be a little bit unexpected is this. And you might be thinking, why the hell are you adding plates into your entryway, you freak? Well, do not worry, guys, because I'm actually going to be using one of my oldest building hacks. So how you cover up the plates is basically by getting a big basic shape. And now it kind of looks like those Japanese windows. And did I really just look up shoe? I should be looking up the only shoe Bloxburg has. Slippers. And I look up shoe closet. Okay, well, let's shove these back in, shall we? And oh my gosh, I absolutely love that. Now, I don't like to use too much custom building in one place. So just in the corner here, we are just gonna be using real plants. And this is what I've come up with. But there is one more thing I wanted to show you guys. It's a little trick, and it's basically using beams to decorate the roofs. But I've already put so much effort into this build, I thought, why slack now? Then you simply go into the upstairs floor and just resize them until they're not poking through anymore. And how much nicer does that look? Just to save us a little bit of time down the line, I basically just did the same in the other hallways. And just like that, all 3 hallways are done. But I think they look splendid. Now, I don't know about you. I either want to do the kitchen or the dining room next. And personally, I'm being drawn to the dining room. So that is exactly where we're heading now. So I'm not going to lie, the wall trims are going to get a little bit more simple and mediocre in here. Please do not bully me for this. So when I was in London, looking around the streets was not the only thing I did. I actually went to Kensington Palace and saw where Queen Victoria grew up. It was a beautiful experience, but also I was subtly taking inspiration from their wallpaper. And they literally use my wallpaper, guys, in this one in Bloxburg, the vertical stripes. So I'm going to be using it again today, and we're going to be using a grime. Oh, yes. Queen Vicky would have loved this, I can tell. Next up, the dining table. Now, should we be putting this on a carpet? I personally think carpets clutter rooms up. Dining room is actually going to consist of 4 different dining tables. Wait, why does it look so good? Of course, there's a little bit of glitchy on the top, but that is what this is for. Hello! And quite frankly, even though the table's kind of clashing with the floor, who's looking at the dining room from above? Unless you're hiding on my ceiling, then I don't think you're going to be up here. What I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pair the Victorian chandelier with the modern. Doesn't that kind of look majestic? I actually think at each end, I am going to have a Gothic chair. And then along the sides, we can have the transitional dining. And if you watch one of my Manor videos, I can't actually remember what one it was in. I basically did something cool with the cake stands. Did you know, guys, guys. You can resize these. Like, what? And then on here, I'm just going to put some stacks of plates. Perfect. So, as I said, we can't add windows on this wall, which is a little bit of a shame. But we still have plenty more things that we can add in this room. The first of which can be a fireplace. And we can even go as far as adding the firewood. We're literally in the Viking ages. And knowing me, we should probably have a fire extinguisher in this room as well, because otherwise this house ain't gonna last very long. Also, we do have some plants, so we can pop some of them in the corner as well. But once again, when I was in Kensington Palace, they had like really big murals along the wall. So I'm thinking maybe, just maybe, we could pop a mural in here. What's that? And oh my gosh, guys, I think this might be perfect. Are you guys ready for this big reveal? Oh my god, that is by far my new favorite way to cover up walls. So at risk of overcrowding, I am just gonna add some dresses each side. Another room that we can literally knock out in about 2 blocks is this closet. Next up, I think I'm gonna go and do the formal lounge room, which once again is gonna be this stripy Victoria texture. I also really want a mural on this wall. I'm sorry, it's literally become like my new obsession.
I'm obsessed.
Righty-ho, so as for our sofas in here, should we custom make them? So let's go and look up the Bevel Basic Shape Collection. We're gonna need the cylinder and the square. So this is going to be the back of our sofa, and this here is going to be the base. And then also, when you have a base, you need to have like a little bit of a round part of the base as well. Also, it's literally not looking at the TV at all. Maybe we should be curving it in a different direction. And now that we've got the design in, we can just put on the back bit so it actually looks a little more like a sofa. Oh my gosh, it literally looks so cozy. Yes, it is a little bit close to over there, but sadly, I can't actually do anything about that. My custom building skills are a little bit of a work in progress. Let's get the leather texture. And if you're wondering what I'm going to be doing about these like annoying crevices, basically, we're going to be adding a little bit of extra... Oh! I'm honestly such a scaredy cat. I just dropped my charger.
And just scream like a little girl.
Anyway, we're basically just going to add a bunch of these blankets on here. And just behind it, I think is the perfect place for a piano. And I think in a London townhouse, I almost forgot where I was for a minute there. They're definitely going to have a grand piano. They're probably entertaining a blimmin' queen. And finally, in here, let's go ahead and add my TV. And why do I always make my books the ugliest colours? I actually need somebody to tell me good colours to make books in Bloxburg. Please, somebody comment it. And everyone like their comment. And also, I've been forgetting to add these beams. I'm so sorry.
1 hour later.
So, next up, we have the office. So, we need to find some bookcases. And I think the best option is going to be this. You didn't see that one coming, did you? So, yes, let's go and take it outside and put it in front of me so I can inspect it. No, basically, why I'm putting it here is because we're first of all going to be deleting all of these silly shoes. And I'm going to see if I can change this to a bookshelf. That looks so good. And also, why am I low-key so broke at the moment? Like, maybe it's because I haven't actually worked in Bloxburg in months. Yeah, after this video, I'm gonna like need to sort that out. But for now, who cares? Let's add a couple of visiting chairs. And not to be basic as hell, but that is literally all we can fit in that office. This is such a nice house. So let's go ahead and do this downstairs bathroom, shall we? And I'm sorry, I still haven't got over my marble stone brick era. I don't know why, I just still think it looks so good in the toilets. And since this is a 2x6, why was I speaking like Alexa then? Alexa, I hope you'll feel better, but shut the hell up. Why is she just randomly piping up?
What happened to hello? How are you?
But yeah, because it's a 2x3 room, we definitely can fit a shower and bath down here. I've made it all golden and gilded. And I actually only recently rediscovered the industrial sink. I literally forgot this was in the game, and it's such a good item. We're basically just going to add some final bathroom bits, like some soaps. And there we go. That's the entire ground floor done. But I'm thinking before we do the kitchen, I actually want to go ahead and do some of the bedrooms. With a click of my finger, I pretty much just duplicated the hell out of this downstairs bathroom. And as for the bedrooms, we might as well do these ones since we're here. But just before we can really start, and just before I can truly be happy in life, there is one thing I have to make. A chaise lounge! So if you didn't know, in one of my recent videos, I basically discovered someone's building hack. So basically, all you're gonna need, guys, is a couple of basic shapes. Finally, use the standard rod to outline what you have just done. And if you're anything like me, there would be a few mistakes because I can't really build to save my life. And now that we've got this, we can copy and paste this anywhere around the house. Anyway, we're gonna have a canopy bed in this room and a... what's this bed called? Transitional in this room. And the way I'm going to be able to make the bedding copy and pasteable is by using something called a comforter. That if you use the comforter item, you can basically copy and paste it as many times as you want to. And honestly, it just ends up looking so super stunning. Now also, you guys might be wondering, Reese's, you said at the beginning of the video, you went to London. Don't you live in London? You're from England. But London for me is like somewhere I go as a fun day out because it's so iconic. Anyway, enough jibber jabber about me. Let's just pop a fancy lamp and some beautiful fancy flowers on here. Another thing that we absolutely cannot forget is a fancy wardrobe and even a fancy dresser, to be honest. And wow, these rooms are actually looking amazing. For the other guest room, I just did a copy and paste job. And there we have it. That is the 3 guest bedrooms or kids bedrooms, however you want to see it. And also, let's just talk about how I didn't even realize this is a 4-bedroom, 4-bathroom house. Like, that is rich for a London. And if you're thinking, oh, this looks so nice, I'd love to live in an English house. No, I just had to run outside 1 minute ago in the pouring rain and get all of my washing in. Otherwise, it would have all got wet. So don't get me wrong, England is lovely. I love it. But the weather is just not ideal. Now, I've never used so many cabinets in my whole life, but I'm actually thinking like it kind of looks good having a big cabinet unit along there. And of course, this whole thing is going to be a kitchen, remember? Let's not forget that. Anyways, let's go and add in this commercial stove, which by the way, I definitely think we should start using that more. But I don't want to like cheat on my Bay, the Pro Chef stove. As for my plumbing, I thought 2 like grand sinks looking out the window. And we've got to make this kitchen very aesthetic. So I'm talking ice cream machines. I'm talking espresso machines. And also, I definitely wanted to have like some panels back here. The final step in here is going to be the island. And I'm actually going to be using one of your guys' building hats from the build battles. So basically, what I'm going to be having is 3 console tables in the middle here. And we're going to be making that 2 along. So it ends up being 6. And we're going to be popping this on top. And then you color it all planks as well. And as you can see, y'all, we have the most beautiful display here right now.
Absolutely gorgeous.
So the final room on the 2nd floor before we can finish off with this luxurious master bedroom. What was that voice? Is the laundry room. Sorry, I forgot what I was saying now. I was so distracted by my strange voice that just came on. And we'll finish that off with the laundry and detergent basket. So finally, we have the master bedroom. Now, it's so big. I mean, for a start, we can basically just copy and paste one of the other beds. I always make my rooms too big. I'm like, oh, it'll be nice. It'll be luxurious. No. And also, I've been wanting to do a little bit of custom building in my closets for a while. So we're going to start by using a basic shape. And we're going to basically be copying the pattern of these wardrobes here. I was kind of hoping I could raise this up.
You raise me up.
See, this is why it's worth, guys, just giving it a try. Why am I telling you? You guys have been the ones telling me. If you're nervous to custom build, it's just worth to give it a try. And honestly, I hate what I've done with the bedrooms. That, guys, the townhouse is done. And I love how it's just so obvious which townhouse has life in it and which ones are haunted by demons. So here I stand outside of the London apartment. I think I've done a terrific job at making them look pretty realistic. And it's just so big. Like, it's so big.
That's quite big.
But as we head inside, oh my gosh, I feel like it's too good to even touch. Like, you know, when you go into someone's house and it's so fancy, you're like, I can't even touch anything. That's honestly how I feel right now. It looks so good. Also, if you're wondering the price of just one of these townhouses, $867,000. Straight as you walk in, I love this little closet area here. I think that's so cool. Not only having an open one, but having like a little extra bit there. Also, we have a guest bathroom where we can just go and shower all. I'm so sexy. As we walk through though and go to the left, this is our dining room. Now, before I look at anything else, this mural is the best thing that's ever happened to me. It's the best thing I've ever designed in my entire life. As we walk through to the opposite room, it's the lounge. Now, sadly, you can't actually sit on this awesome sofa unless you do like a custom emote. Do I even have a sit emote? Oh, okay. This is my lounge room, guys. I don't know why I'm doing this on the sofa, but I think it looks so beautiful. I love this as well. And of course, the grand piano. And I almost forgot what was in this room, but it was an office, wasn't it? To be this rich, you need to own like a corporation or something. So you're gonna need a home office. And I love the roses. I want flowers for my desk. Actually, I already have them. What am I talking about? So now we get to go up our big grand staircase. And I love this window here. That looks so pretty. And we have 3 rooms. Now, I think it's awesome that these bedrooms here get to be on the same floor as the kitchen. Imagine the midnight snacks. Mum and dad will never notice, okay? The kitchen and the laundry room, they're not that impressive because I did them a little bit later on in the video.
At Disney World,
I'm in an airplane bathroom.
I am in an unpowered glider.
Now, these two bedrooms sort of link up nicely. They've got very similar themes to them, but they're actually linked by something else, the bathroom. I think this is called a Jack and Jill bathroom in architecture world, and we're still not done. We then go up once again, another grand staircase where we have 2 more rooms. It's like having another bedroom up here. This would be like the favorite child or the oldest teen child bedroom, because look, they get their personalized own ensuite and little closet, because the master bedroom, it flopped. I did not know what I was doing in here. I made this room far too big. Hopefully all of you guys liked this video. I had so much fun building these townhouses, and I'll see you all in the next video.